Let's get this madness rolling.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So, today, as I do build in Minecraft in the background right now, I am just speaking in a mic while Minecraft gameplay should be playing in the background of me building something, a roller coaster most likely. Now, today I want to discuss with you D&D tips and tricks and so forth, and advice for DMs and players alike. So, first of all, is flexibility. You need to be very flexible at times with your fellow players and your DM at times. For you see if they're like a new DM who has no idea what they're doing really and just goes straight with the book and makes them go on this very certain path and very strict way. Just be flexible with them and help them understand maybe that D&D is a story that usually the players tell alongside the DM, who DMs usually they act as the bad guy or make sure or play NPCs that aid or help the story go forward. That's what DMs are for. You really and make the adventure happen in the world alongside the players. And so, yeah, that's how it works. You need to be flexible with being a DM and being a player in general. Be flexible with new players, help them out, and so forth. It's just a tip that you just need to be flexible. It's a common thing really that people don't really put in D&D at times really. I mean, trust me, I've had experience with DM once. He just stick to a book the entire time and didn't really, yeah. If there's one thing you need to be is flexible, able to tell a different story, and just not use a book in general. Because I get that some new DMs can't be creative with their adventures and storytelling and encounters and so forth. It's like it's a new thing to them; they don't know what to do. But here's my advice for you: just stay calm. Use a book to give you ideas, not let it be the entire adventure. Like just take the book, read the entire thing, say, okay, this is the entire adventure. I'm just gonna do it exactly as the book says. The books are just guidelines, really. It's up to you how to tell the story, the adventure, and so forth, and how the world would work. You can alter it all you like, really, but it's not really advised, as with the books. But, in my opinion, I allow a lot more creative fun with the worlds of D&D. Just staying the similar rules, yet flip-flop of things here and there for me. But I just say be flexible. Second tip is for players and DMs, of course, is to not just go with the common norm. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, doing the common norm of things like other players do, doing similar things like being a human because they get more feats and so forth and other advantages, and mad nonsense, and also being the common player handbook races. I'm like, this is a fantasy game for crying out loud where you guys create your own adventure and there's all sorts of ridiculous fun things you can do if you look at the monster manual or any of the other books. So it's like, oh my goodness, why? I'm sorry, yeah, but in my opinion, it's just sad. Just so many people do, because seriously, they've done the numbers. A lot of people mainly only play humans. It's like, humans are like the majority player characters. I'm like, you're all boring. I'm sorry, but boring. Boring. I'm gonna keep saying it because that's boring. Yes, I may have annoyed you there, I apologize. But that's the reality of it. It's boring. It's no fun at all for anyone, really, in my opinion. So now with that out of the way, hey, of me emphasizing how boring it is I bet y'all wondering, well, what in the world are we supposed to do then if we're not going to do the common races? Well, I'm not saying you don't. If you're a new player, definitely choose one of the common player races. Races from the player's handbook. It'll be easier for you. And for the DM. But for, like, more experienced players and other stuff like that, like, you really try out other things. Try out other races that are not from the player's handbook, like from the monster manual, actually. there's actually some fun races they could possibly be, like be a goblin. Goblins actually are very interesting to play as. I've played a goblin sorcerer before, and they get -2 charisma. Yet I got a very good charisma roll when I rolled that stat. So I was like, I have quite a bit of fun on playing that goblin sorcerer. I'm still playing him actually in the campaign we're doing. And guess what world he's in? I'm a goblin sorcerer in Lord of the Rings. So it's like, I'm glad I'm not dead yet. Yeah, so that makes things exciting because I went and did something unique that is actually not done that much. And the Lord of the Rings person, really, from the one who actually wrote the book, would probably never let that happen. So I'm glad we went bending the rules a little bit. There's a world in there, so it's more magic and more fun stuff than just wizards are the only ones that can use magic alongside elves. Nope, sorcerers exist. Now, next tip after that second one. Wait, I gave you those 2 tips. Alright, this is mainly a tip for players, I would say, maybe. Yeah, I'd say mainly so. And that is, be willing to let your characters to die. I know I get attached to some of my characters too. Like I'm attached to my skeleton ranger. I do not want him dying in a ton of dust. But the fact is that this is a story and a fantasy adventuring game, and if your character dies, and by the way, here's an actual tip that fits alongside it for DM specifically. Don't go and kill off people's characters just because you dislike them. Alright? Be a decent person, just ask them kindly just to leave and not kill off the character in front of them. Or if they try and just... I want to talk about it. It's like, if you go and look at some players, there's DMs. There's some DMs who are like, alright, let's begin this adventure. And then, right now, you began introducing yourselves, you tell your character, and you tell how you made this complicated story and all of that. Like, I've seen jokes about that, but there's actually probably people out there like making long stories, backgrounds for the characters, which I don't mind too much as long as it doesn't take forever. And, well, basically as a joke thing, he was telling his story background and the new person, like, basically just support little things happened, and basically the DM went just killed off the character with the player. Basically, they just worked together and took off the player who apparently they were annoyed with, and I was like, that is just rude beyond belief. I'm sorry, but sure, he may be a bit annoying. We could just ask him kindly, hey, could you please stop? Maybe we're not really having fun with this. And the other guy was not really having fun either, because all he was trying to do was tell his character's background, yet they were just shutting it down. Like, let him tell his character's background. I mean, sure, it's a bit annoying that may be long, but all you can do is ask him, hey, can you do a short summary of your character's background, at least? So it's like, yeah, that's just rude, if beyond belief, really. And I would just leave at the end instantly, because that is just not nice at all. Just because you're annoyed with them and dislike them. And also, but if your character generally does die, players, you have for legit reasons and not just because the DM decided so, then just let it happen, and then you can bring that character back to any other campaign you want, but not that one. Because you can reuse old characters if you want in different campaigns as a playable character if you want to. So it's not that big a deal in the end, because you can still use them. Just have to put them in a different world and so forth. Now, the next tip would be number 4. Would be creative. I guess it would be, technically speaking, for both DMs and players. Be creative with what you do. Think outside the box a bit at times. As I mean, you probably heard this all before in all sorts of things, and now here I am in D&D, I'm like, oh, that sounds no fun. And I'm like, have you not heard of the idea of a wolf dragon? That sounds interesting, and I went and heard the idea, I was like, you know what, let's make a dragon that spews out wolves. And that's what I did. It's a fun, like, made-up character, made-up monster fight, but it's a really cool concept. In my opinion, it could be really fun to see, like, for DMs create ridiculously odd monsters with weird abilities, like odd creatures or even odd allies, like a, I don't know, zombie slime goblin ally. I don't know what I just made up there. And I guess tip number 5 for this part 1, because if you want me to continue doing this, I don't mind, but yeah. The final tip would be just have fun, and remember it's just a role-playing game, and those who are competitive can be competitive if they want, but it's up to them, and I'm not really interested in being competitive. I just want to have fun with it, and have fun storytelling. Anyway, this is Crazy Boy, and I'm out here.